Everyone, it's a 10:45 and today I'm going to stay close to town because I had a fever this morning. Wasn't sure if I was up to heading for the woods. Now all of a sudden I feel a little bit better, but it's too late to actually go out to the Olympics now, so I'm going to hike in town here. This is the Goldsborough Creek Trail. It starts right in Shelton, and now that the train tracks are no longer active, it's okay to walk down them. So I'm going to walk down this trail to the train tracks and then follow the train tracks along a beautiful forested valley that follows Goldsborough Creek, and then I'll turn around at Carmen Road. This is a nice section of the trail that runs along the creek. I'm assuming this used to be a road and that they built whoop-de-doos into it to decommission it. There used to be a dam up here that was generating electricity, and it was removed. They put in all these concrete things in the river to help the fish go upstream. It's not particularly pretty here. It's better than hiking in the city, though. So here's where the trail transitions to tracks. These tracks have been unused for quite a while now. I'm really hoping that they get converted to a trail. Some people in the city of Shelton want to put a tourist train on these tracks, which is kind of cool and would be kind of cute, but it would run right through my backyard, so I don't really want that to happen, especially if they end up getting an old coal engine with huge clouds of black smoke belching out of it. I don't really want to be breathing that in. And I'm a hiker, so of course I like trails. So for now, this spot is in limbo, and often that's the best time to hike a place, when it's in limbo, because when it's in limbo there's no rules. There's no parking permits or passes or dog leash rules. It's kind of liberating. These tracks have definitely seen better days. Sage is back on medicine for her bladder infection, the same medicine she was on before. So I didn't actually have to pay for another vet exam. So we'll see how it goes this time. Goldsborough Creek. Coming up to a pretty old swampland here with giant cedar stumps. Would have been nice to see it before it was logged, just like so much of this region. I always pack water for this walk because on the north side of Goldsborough Creek, the old Goose Lake toxic waste dump has wetlands that drain into Goldsborough Creek. And as if that wasn't bad enough, the city of Shelton's unclosed, illegal C Street dump was also up on the hill and will be draining into the creek to my right. That's on the right side. On the left, up the hill, the city of Shelton applies biosolids, that's sewage waste, which could include pharmaceuticals, radioactive materials from chemotherapy, and if it's not treated properly, it could even have live parasitic worms in it. So, even though this area is lovely, I am mindful not to touch anything, and I pack all my water from home. My filter can deal with, parasitic worms and E. coli and Giardia and all that. My water filter can deal with that, but it cannot deal with pesticides and herbicides and whatever chemicals are leaching from Goose Lake and the C Street dump. It's really disgusting. I'm careful whenever I'm anywhere near Shelton, I'm very careful. Who knows how many other dumps there are that we don't know about. So yeah, come here, hike, enjoy the view, but try not to actually touch anything. I mean, who knows where they got this gravel that they fill the tracks in. It could have contaminants from the C Street dump in it. Or maybe they got some of it from the bay, which is just absolutely loaded with dioxins. Who knows? You just can't trust anything around here. So enjoy, look, but don't touch. Not to worry about my dog. Dogs don't live all that long, so they don't have as much opportunity to collect toxins over a long lifetime. It actually smells like sewage down here right now. I wonder if the recent rains caused some septic system failures up the hill or something, and maybe it drained down here. It definitely smells like a failing septic tank down here at the moment. Here's one of the old bridges. This bridge used to be posted, but it's not anymore. So I'm assuming that it's okay for me to be here. I don't really understand this bridge. It's got these rollers up on top and a whole nother level to it down here. I don't know what that's for. My best guess is that it was for flying the bridge in, and the rollers were so they could expand the bridge once it was flown in here. I don't know. I gave Sage her arthritis medicine before the hike. The last few hikes I gave it to her at the end, but I think she should probably have it before and after each hike. I've got 5 or 6 Pokemon eggs that I'll be hatching on this walk. They're all 5K eggs. This is where toxin-filled Goose Lake drains into Goldsborough Creek via some wetlands. So upstream from here, the water's slightly safer. Still wouldn't drink it though, because there's horse pastures and tree farms and septic systems up here. Leucolepis acanthoneura. I actually meant to take a photograph. Didn't realize my camera was on video. But there it is. Some moss. I've come out to Carmen Road now. This is generally where I stop. I haven't gone past here on the tracks because it parallels the highway for a bit here and it leaves the creek. So I've walked almost 5 miles now. And Pokemon Go has recorded that as 5 kilometers. I'm really getting ripped off on my mileage today, even with the Go Plus. I think it's due to the new changes designed to stop giving us credit for GPS drift. So we're just getting ripped off even more. So a kilometer is a mile in Pokemon Go, I guess. Anyway, here come my eggs. Oh boy. I have so many of those. Next. Next. Ah, that's alright. Never have enough Aber candies. Came with 10 candies. Really? Thanks, Obama. Really? Thanks, Trump. Trump was actually president when I collected all these. Oh, yeehaw. Well, the Abra was sort of okay. Oh, one more. I want another Togepi so I can get Togepi candies without having to walk the pathetic thing. Eevee. I could use some good high IV EVs. Let's see what we got. So Wonder, Attack, Impressed by the stats. Oh well. I found a motorcycle trail in the woods. I'll follow it for a bit. I've gone about 5 miles now, so that'll put me at 10 miles round trip. And 10 is plenty for me for today. So I'm just kind of gonna wander around and see if I can find a halfway pretty place to sit and eat my lunch. These lands are just crisscrossed everywhere with motorcycle trails. They can be fun to walk on this time of year if they're not too wet. I don't enjoy walking these in the summer though. It's just hot and miserable. We found another water feature to cross. We're walking a decommissioned road. These decommissioned roads can be fun when they don't overdo the decommissioning. My feet are already wet, so I'm not too worried about this crossing. I got my feet wet right at the start of this hike, unfortunately. Oh, here's a cross that got knocked down. What's it say? RIP. Entrance. RIP. What? I can't do what it says. What does it say? ETERAN. Ederan? RIP. RIP. It's definitely a tomb marker. I can't read the name on it though. It looks like ETFRNAL. Oh, eternal RIP. RID. I don't know. Something was buried here. And now it's not. Interesting. I'm hoping this will loop out. Well, that's what I'm doing, is I'm going to make a loop one way or another. I've already gone off-road a little bit. I'm hoping I can connect back up with the tracks and thus make a loop. I really haven't found any place that seems to be pretty enough for lunch, although this is close. I may end up just going back down the Goldsborough Creek trail and having my lunch there. I've almost made it back to the tracks. I went up a decommissioned road and then the road ended a creek, so I brush crashed for a ways, crossed the creek and found another road on the other side of the creek. And now I'm just walking in this cat track. But I can see the railroad tracks up ahead. I hope they don't run too close to the road here because I don't have a leash for Sage. I just slipped on this slippery crud here. Didn't feel very good. Everything's wet and slippery. All right, back to the tracks. It looks like I'm behind someone's house. I've never been on this section here. So I'm gonna start heading back the way I came now. And there's a couple of nice places to have lunch and tea back the way I came, so that's what I'll do. Unbelievable! There's actually a Pokemon here! Of course, it's just a boring old Ninduran, but whatever. I'll take it. In fact, I'll even Ultra Ball it, because I have too many Ultra Balls. I never thought I would say that. I found my lunch spot. I wish it was a little sunnier, but you can't really ask for a lot of sun in January at 47 degrees. So I'm going to sit on this Kinbergia oregano moss covered log and have a cup of coffee here next to Goldsborough Creek. Lunchtime. Sage has already had one bag of dog food and now she wants another one. Ugh, Sage. This dog loves to eat. Alright, go get your food over there, away from me, you dirty, disgusting, horrible animal. Look at that tail go. Oh my goodness. Patches would never eat 2 packages of that. She'd eat about 1.5 and then come beg for mine. Anyway, gonna have coffee. I think my water's boiling. I gotta be careful here, it's not the sturdiest perch in this moss. And cheese and crackers, because I don't have any ripe plantains. Let's see, free up one of my hands. There, yep, the water is boiling. Time for some Vina Cafe. I have a store in Seattle that I get this from. When I went to get some last time, a big march walked right past the store, and I thought, well, you know, I can go shopping anytime. I think it'd be a lot more fun to go join this march and take pictures of it. So that's what I did. And as a result, I'm almost out of Vina Cafe. Buckyella undulata moss. You usually find it growing on logs, but I don't see any wood down there. Interesting. And I actually meant to take a still photo of this. There's a trail right there. I should explore it one day. Although I think maybe I already have. Seems like I went up there once and ended up really close to the fairgrounds. That's what it feels like anyway. It wasn't very pretty. It's been pretty recently cut over, so it's kind of ugly up there. Coming up to the bridge again. Just past the bridge, or before the bridge if you're coming from the trailhead, there's a trail here which goes up the hill and then onto some city land and some green diamond land and through areas where biosolids are applied, so I don't recommend it. Back to the area that smells like sewage. There's an unusual color of algae growth down there. Maybe it's the biosolids making it down here. Don't know. Definitely has the unmistakable scent of sewage. Getting close to the car, and 3 Pokestops. Lots of water types here. I Go Plus all these Pokestop Pokemon on the way in, and I was surprised to find that my Go Plus caught me a fairly high level Ditto. Well, almost done with my hike here. I think I will have gone close to 10 miles by the time I get to my car today. All done with my hike, and according to my GPS, I went 9.25 miles. And Pokemon Go seemed to count that as about 10 kilometers, so Pokemon Go is really ripping me off on the mileage. It always has, but it's even worse now that they've implemented a new feature to avoid adding distance due to GPS drift. I think what they did is they just set it so you have to go a certain distance before it will record a point. I know that's what I do with my GPS. I have my GPS set to record my mileage very accurately. I tweaked it until I found just the right settings for it, and those involve only having it record when I've got a certain distance, and it really works, and I know it's accurate. Yeah, see, I've got my GPS set to only record my distance when I've gone 0.02 of a mile. I don't know what they set Pokemon Go to, but it's not very accurate, and it's frankly pretty disappointing. It feels like every time they update the game, they just do something that makes it less fun and less fun and less fun. But I'm pretty well hooked now, so I guess I'll keep playing.